Welcome to Python Basics with EJD. In this video, I'm looking at another important package that is SymPy for symbolic mathematics. This is one of my relevant one. This is one of the relevant packages to me too as a mathematician. And let's dig into it. SymPy for symbolic mathematics. So SymPy is a powerful Python library for symbolic computation. When we mean symbolic, we are simply talking about the regular math thing we do, right? Like, you differentiate x squared and you get 2x. So it's different from what SciPy does, that you differentiate 2x at x equals 5. In that case, you end up getting 10. You get a number, but in symbolic Python, you just get the 2x and that goes. Or just like when you integrate x squared and you get 1 over 3 x cubed plus an arbitrary constant. That's where it ends. But if you do integral of x squared from 0 to 1, you get the 1 over 3 x cubed, and then you now put the intervals 0 to 1. So you have 1 over 3 into, that'll be 1 cube minus 0 cube. So the answer ends up being 1 over 3. So that is what SciPy does. But SymPy will give you the 1 over 3 x cubed plus an arbitrary constant c, right? So unlike numerical libraries that approximate values, SymPy keeps exact mathematical forms, making it ideal for algebra, calculus, equation solving, and symbolic manipulation, right? So let's look at its capabilities when it comes to algebra, calculus, and matrices. So talking about algebra, right, you can use SymPy for symbolic declaration. You can define variables using symbols or symbol, that capital one. Then you can have expansion and factorization where you can expand and factor polynomial functions. You can use it for simplification like simplify, trig, simp, and cancel. You can substitute. You can use it for substitution. So you can replace variables with values or expressions using dot subs. So imagine an example from SymPy, you import symbols, expand, factor, and simplify. And imagine, so you have, in this case, now you now have to you have to declare your variables. So in this case, now when you declare X and Y, normally in Python, when you declare X and Y, they are variables that can take numbers. But when you use SymPy, you have to specify, like we see in line 3 here, that X and Y are symbols, right? So they are X and Y. And they are supposed to be symbolic stuff, not like X is becoming 5 or Y is becoming 15, nothing like that. And then you now have a mathematical expression. Now that you've said X and Y are actually symbolic. So you now have an expression that x plus y is x plus y star. So that's x plus y squared. You are basically saying that y, okay, you're basically saying that your expression f of x comma y is actually x plus y raised to power 2. That's what you are saying there. All right. So what if we want to, so if you now want to expand this expression now, of course, it has to be x plus y times x plus y. And by the time you're done with that, you get x squared plus 2xy plus y squared. And to do that in symbolic Python, you have imported expand from SymPy. So you can just say expand expr, expand the expression, and you would expect to get x squared plus 2xy plus y squared. So I put this blank printed, so you just create space between it and the next result. Next one, you can then factor. So if you factor x squared plus 2xy plus y squared, the result we get here, you get back the expression, that's x plus y squared. Then you can also simplify. So if you simplify x squared plus 2xy plus y squared divided by x plus y, that means that you're going to have x plus y squared divided by x plus y. So that will cancel out and you have x plus y. So that's the kind of thing you're going to get if you run this now. So we have three mathematical things. We expand the expression, we factor what we've expanded, and we simplify it by dividing by x plus y. And of course, as expected, we have these results. So normally Python would always give you numerical results, but here we have the results just the way they are in terms of x and y. So that's talking about using Python for algebra, calculus, and matrices. Of course, that is about algebra. Let's talk about calculus now. So for calculus, of course, we have things like differentiation limit, integration limits, and series expansion. So for differentiation, you can just do diff expr var. So you're differentiating the expression with respect to a particular variable. Integration, same. So you integrate the expression with respect to a particular variable, and then you have the limit. So you find the limit of an expression with respect to a particular variable and a given value. Then you can do series expansion too of a particular expression with a particular variable like that. And of course, we have an example to pass that point. So from SymPy, import symbols, diff, integrate, limit, sign, and series. So imagine that you have X, so and you say symbols X. So you're saying that X is going to be a symbolic X, not X taking a numerical variable. So imagine you now want to differentiate. So for differentiation, you want to print the differentiation of sign X with respect to variable X. Of course, you expect that to be cos X for sure. For integration, you integrate sine X with respect to X. Of course, that's going to be minus cos X. Of course, the blank print is just to create space in between them. Then you want to take the limit of 1 over X, all right, as X approaches 0 from the positive side, right? Of course, you know that 1 over 0 is infinity. So it means that's going to be positive infinity in this situation, right? Then, of course, you want to do series expansion of sine X, you know, you want to do series expansion of sine X about 0 up to power 6 or something like that. So in this case, now if you just run this, you see all of that going. So differentiate sine X, you get cos X, integrate sine X, you get minus cos X. Then find the limit of 1 over X as X approaches 0. From the positive side, you get minus cos X. If it's from the negative side, I think you're most likely going to get that negative infinity. And here now, if you expand sine X in series expansion, okay, up to order 6, right? So you have X minus X cubed over 6 plus X raised to power 5 over 120. Of course, that's like X minus, it's the same thing like X over X raised to power 1 over 1 factorial minus X raised to power 3 over 3 factorial plus X raised to power 5 over 5 factorial. Then the rest you have up to order 6. So you have O X raised to power 6 like that, other terms in that form. So that's about calculus as far as SymPy is concerned. Well, we can still talk about SymPy in terms of matrices, right? So you have matrices talking about you can create a matrix. You have creation, you have the matrix function, and then for operations like addition, multiplication, determinants, so you have things like that, you have inverse, you have rank, you have eigenvalues and eigenvectors. You can also have symbolic matrices, which can include symbols instead of numbers, right? So from SymPy, an example, from SymPy, you can import matrix and then symbols, right? So you always need to have the symbols thing to declare that at this point, I'm not talking about the not numerical matrix. I'm talking about an actual symbolic matrix. I want to see the X's and the Y's, right? So for numeric matrix, now you have M is matrix. So with this now you have a list of lists to form your matrix. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and you put that in a list, and then you now have matrix, the matrix function. So you can, in this case, now you can now find the determinant of that matrix. You know, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 times 1 minus 2 times 3. That would be 4 minus 6. That's minus 2. And then you can find the inverse and you get this kind of thing. So you get minus 2, 1, 3 over 2 minus 1. That's the inverse in that case. Then you can also do symbolic matrix where you just say xy is it declares as symbol. So you have symbols xy. Then n matrix will now be xy, then 1 comma x plus y. Then you can find the determinant of that. You know, that'll be x plus y times x minus y, like that. So if you run that, you get all of this in one blow. So you have minus 2 for that determinant. You have the inverse like this. And then you have the symbolic matrix this way, where you have x squared plus x minus y for the determinant of the matrix xy, 1 comma x plus y. So you can use symbolic Python, SymPy for equation solving, like algebraic equations where you use solve and you put the equation and the variable with respect to which you're solving it. Then you have systems of equations where you pass a list of equations and variables. Then you have polynomial roots where you have the roots function for exact solutions. Then you have differential equations like you have DSolve for symbolic solutions. Okay, so an example of that would be what we have right here. Okay, let me expand it as much as I can. So we have this now. So first of all, because we are looking for roots now, of course, symbols, anytime we're working with SymPy, you always need to import symbols. So the type of output is dependent on the properties of input argument. So symbols, you are going to declare that. Then you have EQ, that's for equation. You have solve, you have roots, you have desolve, you have function, and then you have derivative. So of course, you declare your XY as symbols, XY. Then you have an algebraic equation, which you call EQ. Mind you, the EQ function is capital E, but the small EQ is actually a variable name. So this is a EQ, this EQ is a variable name, while the EQ with capital E is actually a function that you get from SymPy, right? So you have equation x squared minus 4 equals 0. Of course, that's a simple one. X squared minus 4 is simply x minus 2 into x plus 2, and that'll give you minus 2 and 2. So now print. So if you can solve this now. So using the solve keyword, so you have print, solve equation, this equation now with respect to x, that's going to be minus 2 and plus 2, as you're going to see. Then you can also solve a system of equations. You have equation 1, you have EQ 2x plus y equals 1, x minus y equals 3. You have simultaneous equation like that. And then you can print, you can solve equation 1 and equation 2 with respect to x and y, and this now be in their own brackets. And then you now put them in the solve function, and then you're going to get 2 over 3 and minus 7 over 3 for solving that simultaneous equation. So you can easily use this to solve simultaneous equation, and you get your answer in symbolic format. Then you have polynomial roots, like you want to find, you have polynomial equation x cubed minus 6x squared plus 11x minus 6. Then you can find the roots of the polynomial equation, which is going to be, so first one is 1, second one is 1. Third one is also 1. So you have ones all through. So you have triple roots, that is from this expression. So, and to get that, like we said, you use roots like this. So you find roots of that polynomial equation. I mean, to make this tidier, we can actually separate these things out to show. Don't forget, the blank print is just to create space between the results we are getting. So here now we can split this up. Then we can also we can differentiate, right? You have f is function, a particular function, f, like that. And then we differentiate equation. So you diff underscore eq. So you have derivative of f of x, comma x, then minus f of x 0. So in that case, now we can actually get something. So you now print this of differentiate diff underscore eq. So for this expression now, so you have differentiation of f of x with respect to x, like that. So, and that's going to give us like C1 exponential x, talking about something like this now. So you have derivative f of x minus f of x, like that. So we run this and we get all these results, right? So you have equation f of x and you have C1 exponential of x, like that, right? Okay, so having taken care of this, we can also use symbolic Python for LaTeX printing and symbolic computation. So talking about LaTeX printing, of course, LaTeX is used for even Google Colab uses LaTeX, right? When you type and it comes out in that very beautiful format, that's what you get on Overleaf and things like Tech View, Tech Studio, Leaks, and all of these other packages. So that's what you get from them. So SymPy can output expressions in LaTeX format using LaTeX EXPR and returns LaTeX code. Then you can also have pretty EXPR, and that returns ASCII maths. So this is used for rendering in Jupyter notebooks, research papers, or exporting to documents, right? So imagine that you're working with something like that. So in this case now you have to import it's from SymPy import symbols. You must always import symbols because you need symbols to declare your variables as symbolic variables. Then in this case now, if you want to use LaTeX, you now import LaTeX and pretty. Okay, so you now have x comma y equals symbols xy. So that's you declaring x and y as symbolic variables. And then you have this expression x plus y raised to power 3, like that. So you can have that printed in LaTeX format, right? So to do that in LaTeX format, just say print LaTeX, then the expression. So you have, that would now be, so instead of having the Python x star star 3 plus 3 x star 2 x star star 2 y plus 3. You don't have that. You have it in LaTeX form where you have x cap 3 plus 3 x cap 2y, that normal LaTeX. And then you can also do pretty. So that where you have ASCII pretty print. So if you run this now, so you see you have the Python thing where you have left x plus y, right this, and then of course if you expand it, so you can see it has rendered that expression, this x plus y with star star 3. It has rendered it in the proper LaTeX way. So if you, we can even try this out, right? If I copy this out now, yeah, I think it's copyable. If I create a new cell in a code cell, no, it has to be a text cell, not a code cell this time around. A text cell. If I create a text cell and put this within $2 signs, right? I'm going to get that pretty LaTeX output. So that's what that does for you. Okay. Right. So we can do LaTeX typing using SymPy. So you see how this renders this x plus y raised power 3. So this is the pretty. So this second thing you have now is that pretty one, right? So but here now I have created. So just put whatever this renders for you into $signs, and it comes out even finer than what the ASCII print is going to give you. Then you can use LaTeX. You can use Symbolic Python for symbolic computation applications. So you can get exact solutions instead of approximations. So what is called closed form solutions, like when you do an integration or differentiation or something like that. So symbolic differentiation or integration for analytic forms. You can also do symbolic simplification for proofs and transformations. You can use it to bridge numerical evaluation with eval f and all that. So see this example. So from SymPy, import symbols. Of course, you must always import symbols. Then you have sign, you have integrate. So you have x equals symbols x to tell you that x no longer is that x that takes just any variable, but now x is going to remain like that because it is symbolic in this situation. So you now have symbolic integration, which keeps exact form now. So you say expr integrate sign x all over x with respect to x over 0 to 1. So this is, and then you can now print, you will now want to print the expression like that. So of course, it will first of all give you sign integral. By the time you evaluate it, you can then get the the result from. So you can still do what SciPy will do inside of SymPy by using the eval f kind of thing. So it's more like evaluating whatever function you get. So here, this one just tells you sign 1 because you're integrating sign x all over x. So it gives you the psi1 thing, sign integral, but then you can evaluate it to get the numerical results. So in summary, SymPy empowers symbolic mathematics in Python by providing algebra, calculus, and matrix operations with exact representations, equation solving like algebraic systems and differential equations, LaTeX printing for clean mathematical rendering, and symbolic computation that blends analytical rigor with numerical approximation when needed. And that's that about SymPy for symbolic mathematics. Let me know how helpful this is for you. And if there's something you'd like me to try out, feel very free to let me know. If you have subscribed already, I should thank you. Thank you so much. If you have not subscribed, of course, you know you are missing a lot already. Why not go ahead and subscribe right now and hit the notification bell so you can always get notified each time a new video is released, right? And having done that, you can even take it a step further. You want to become a member of the channel, just click on join, and that takes you to that makes you see some 3 levels of membership with special privileges, right? Of course, ultimately, don't forget to comment, like, and share so that more and more people can have access to the great content we have going on here. Till I come your way again, keep doing Python right, keep doing math right, keep doing data right, because these are like the keywords that describe the things I like to do on this channel. Bye.